Shalom. First and foremost, I want to give all praise, honor, and glory to the Most High, Yahweh, Ba'ashem Yahushai, Ba'ashem HaKadosh. And I want to say Shalom to Akhman Akhbat out there pursuing this truth diligently. Coming at you once again with another lesson. This one's titled, When Cameras Roll, E Gets Caught Up. Alright, so E gets caught up. And most that are joining in will be familiar, but if you're unfamiliar with who E is referring to, of course, it's referring to Esau, Edom, all right, who can be proved historically that they go back, all right, to the biblical lineage known as Esau, Edom, okay, which is not a good thing to go back to, all right. They're a group of murderers, all right, liars, thieves, and profane people, and the people against who the Lord will have absolutely no mercy against. The only people who the Lord will have no mercy against, all right, because of their wickedness. So, as you saw in the beginning, Lord willing, it'll be there. I haven't put it there yet. But it's two video clips of, one is a guy that's in a casino, and you see, a lady sitting down at a slot machine, it looks to be. And, he throws some money, throws a $100 bill, a fake $100 bill, onto the ground, all right, by her. And then not only she starts to say, oh, that's my money, he's taking my money. When that wasn't, and he says, you're a liar, And then a bunch of the other Edomites get in and say, give her money back. All right, and started making a whole scene, try to call security and all that, which is funny to me. As someone who lives in Vegas, I don't know if this was something that happened in Vegas. I don't know if that doesn't really look like a Vegas casino to me, but we have a lot of little casinos and stuff like that here too that I could not be familiar with, or it could even be in Reno or somewhere. But security didn't even come. They were yelling for security. And it's funny to me as someone who lives in Vegas because the casinos here are highly watched by security. Okay, they had everything on camera. As soon as you said security, someone would have been coming. But she still decided to lie as if they couldn't pull cameras, right? So Slakia, that's Esau for you, right? In the flesh. And the second video, it was actually from a different guy doing the same thing, but a different guy. And the second guy it looked to be at a Walmart or something of those lines. And what he did was, I guess he pre-hid some money under some clothes and lifted it up. And that guy tried to say, that's my money. Again. So when the cameras roll, Esau gets caught up, all right, when they don't know they're being filmed, because none of those people knew they were being filmed, really. And they get caught up with who they are. And, and then they get, well, no, I didn't know. You could have fell out, And just liars. They're just liars. That's who they are. At the end of the day, that's just who they are. That's who they've been. And, all that. As you can hear, a lot of noise in the background. I'm out walking at a park. It's got this waterfall, so it's lucky if it's too loud. I should be by it in just a moment. But, yeah, man. You can, there's some ducks out here and everything. You can actually see them. But, yeah, man. It just shows you, man, when people are more likely to act a certain type of way when they don't think they're under any surveillance. When you have a camera on them, they start to act different. Okay, but when the cameras roll, Esau gets caught up usually. All right, even though they're not trying to, they usually get caught up saying something. We see it all the time with them saying some racist remark at their job. They end up losing their job, or they lie about something. It's one thing after another with these people, man. So I want to make a lesson on it, and so that's what we're here to do. All right, through the spirit and power of Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushai. I'm going to go and get a scripture. Let me actually walk by these people up here real quick. I guess someone's having a picnic at almost 11 o'clock at night. But let me go ahead and get by these people real quick. And then let me get the scripture ready while I'm over there. So, we're going to start. Bear with me. One moment. But we're going to start with Proverbs 6 and 16. All right, which reads, "These 6 things doth the Lord hate, yea, 7 are an abomination unto him. A proud look, a lying tongue, and hands that shed innocent blood." Right off the bat, it's already covered what these guys do. But let's keep going on. It says, "A heart that deviseth wicked imaginations, feet that be swift in running to mischief, a false witness that speaketh lies, and he that soweth discord among brethren." So, again, these devils pretty much fit the bill of all that, right? They're proud, they have a lying tongue, they shed innocent blood, all right? They devise wicked imaginations. They got feet that are swift in running to mischief, and they give false witness, all right? He did this, he touched me, he said this, he said that. Let's go over here, all right? And I'll show you all the birds. Let's see. You can see them. All the geese. See them, a whole bunch of them. Right? But let me close that out before it drains my battery. But yeah, man, Esau pretty much, we're going to walk by all these geese that are having a nap because the Lord's got us anyway. So they should be fine. They're chilling. Cute little ducks. Here, I'll show you one more time. Because you got ducks and geese. Look at this little guy. Just sitting there. It's a lot of freaking ducks and geese. A lot of them. And they're just out here. It's where the Vegas ducks are chilling at night. But yeah, thought I'd share that with you brothers and sisters, because I know sometimes with walking down, I mean, that one's not even moving. I could damn near pet a duck if I wanted. I'm not going to, but especially not getting near the geese, because they can be kind of violent. But yeah, man, let's get away from that one. He's kind of posturing, but most of them are just out here sleeping. But yeah, man, Esau gets caught up when a camera goes out on them. When it's funny, because it really shows you their character. And like with that scripture, Proverbs 16 or Proverbs 6 and 16 on down, it really shows. It's pretty much all of the characters. That's just an air pump. But it's like it. But it pretty much they pretty much fit all of it. That's their character. They fit all those things. Okay, and that's why we have scripture like no one is profane as Esau, who for one morsel meat sold his birthright. Right? We have scriptures like that. And if you go and look into the word profane, it means ungodly, godless. All right, and that's what they are. So that's why they fit all those demographics, is because anything wicked there is to be done or to do, they're doing it. Right? That's what they're doing. All right, stealing, lying, killing, right? Doing other things, unlawful sexual deeds, all right, eating things that you shouldn't eat. They're doing all of it, from the top to the bottom. They're doing all of it, because you got to realize they are the profane. They're the ungodly, so they're the ones that are going to be doing it all right? All of it, all right? When you look at who's the blunt of the incest jokes, Esau, all right? Look at who's on things like Dateline NBC with Chris Hansen. I just mentioned that the other day. It's Esau, all right, constantly, over and 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 over again, all right, the same people. It's because they're the profane, man. And when the camera rolls, and you got to realize, this is how they naturally are. They're not just doing it occasionally. This is just how they live their life normally. Okay, so when cameras start rolling, lo and behold, you're bound to start catching some shit on camera. All right, because that's just the nature of their true character. Now, it is secretly, all right, when it should really be, I might change the title. I might change it to When Hidden Cameras Roll, E Gets Caught Up. Because if you pull them on the camera, if you put the camera at them in their face, then all of a sudden they start acting a whole lot different, right? They start acting a whole lot different. They start switching up. They start, oh no, I never said that. Well, no, just before the camera was recorded, you're saying a whole bunch of things. You see that with the police as well. right? They'll say this and that, and then they'll see the camera. There's a lot of videos you can see that. You can see them out there. Or they'll have like a YouTube video where, you know, someone got stopped by the police or whatever. And the officer will be acting all crazy. And then all of a sudden they'll see the guy holding his camera, and then they'll completely switch up. They'll change gears completely, right? So that's just how it goes, man. It's funny, you know, it's funny, but you just got to keep on them. So, and that's why, you know, you really got to be careful. Like, be wise as serpents, harmless as doves is a scripture. That's a good one. Another scripture to get, you know, is, you know, be wise in the fact, like I should explain that, but be wise in the fact that, you know, just be careful going around these people, all right? Another scripture is, I send you forth as sheep in the midst of wolves, okay? So I think that's how it goes fully. I'm actually going to go and grab it. Let's go and get it. Let me get it. I send you forth as sheep. Should get it. Yeah, there's the whole scripture. I was kind of getting them at a different interval. But Matthew 10 and 16 says, behold, I send you forth as sheep in the midst of wolves. Be therefore wise as serpents and harmless as doves. All right. So I think I'm actually read on a little bit more. It says, let me actually, what do you want? 1 minute. Let me see. I'm across. I think we're gonna just go this way. But it says Matthew 10 and 16. I'll read it in its entirety. Give me a minute. I'm gonna walk the other way. Yep. How you doing? Guy didn't mean harm, but goddamn, he was on our ass. Sorry, Slakia. Fucking guy was, I don't know, I think he was a little slow, so I'm not gonna say anything, but he probably didn't know any better or whatnot, but goddamn. Shuffling of the feet, just throwing me out of my mind. Slakia. Esau, you know, they don't know any better, especially when they're in the slower state of mind. But, goddamn, the guy was just shuffling behind us. I was like, man, can you go on and get? So I'm going the opposite way from the trail. But anyway, Salakia. And this trail is popping out here anyway because all the ducks. We got people over there damn near trying to fuck, holding each other and shit like this is some type of French movie. Like they're going to be fucking, what is it, Lady and the Tramp. Like they're about to fucking suck down some spaghetti and kiss and shit. I'm like, God damn, man, get a room, you two. Fuck. Anyway, the ducks are chilling. But Matthew 10 and 16. Behold, I send you forth as sheep in the midst of wolves. Be ye therefore wise as serpents and harmless as doves. But beware of men, for they will deliver you up to the councils, and they will scourge you in their synagogues. And ye shall be brought before governors and kings for my sake, for a testimony against them and the Gentiles. It says, but when they deliver you up, take no thought how or what ye shall speak, for it shall be given you in that same hour what ye shall speak. For it is not ye that speak, but the Spirit of your Father which speaketh in you. So there you go. But yeah, bear with me 1 minute. Pull up these pants. These work pants are a little loose since I've lost a little bit of weight. But they actually were always loose. But then I gained weight, and then I've lost that weight since back. So you know. But yeah, man. So you just got to be careful. All right, we're around wolves, so they're going to be doing all these different types of things and all that type of shit. And the only thing is that, you know, now that as Esau's kingdom nears its end, it's getting to the point where, you know, they're really failing in their own kingdom, you know, and that's why we don't want none of this kingdom, man. Imagine in your own kingdom, you can get caught up for doing something. Here it is. Esau wants to do wickedness, right? That's what they want to do. They love wickedness. That's what they want to do. And Jake, all right, while we're not great at it, we inherently want to do better, all right? And we got, you know, we're stray, so we don't know, you know, a lot of people are not in their right mind, but in Jake's natural state, you want to do righteousness. You want to do what's right, right? So imagine in your own kingdom, you can't even do what you want to do, all right? Think about in our kingdom, all right, what we want to do, all right, in the new heavens and new earth. We want to, you know, do righteousness. We want to, you know, eat better, have better bodies, stronger bodies. All right, be back to our natural self, not be surrounded by wickedness and not be vexed anymore, with all the things going on in the world. And that's what we want. But so, and we're going to get that. But here in E's society, they're not going to even be able to get what they want. You know, here it is. You know, you want to be able to do all sorts of abomination. You can't even do it. So their society's failing, man. And it's actually pretty hilarious. Yeah, go that way. But yeah, it's actually pretty hilarious because you know, or like think about it. This is your one stop, because you know, Israel, we're gonna have everything and forever to enjoy it. But you got to think about they only have this is the last. It's on its last limb, and they can't even do it. They're living in trailer parks. All right, some of them are homeless. All right, you know, food stamps. They're just in as bad as a situation as Jake is, man. And we're under the curses. And Esau's over here, and those goddamn blacks and Mexicans, and they'll put all this shit towards us and our people, but they don't realize they're sitting in the trailer park smoking meth. It's ridiculous, man. And there's this lady. That if you're in Vegas, you might have seen her. She's pretty popular on some of the pages, or I might have been. There's a couple of them going around. I think there's 2, and she's one of them. There's in these Trump RVs, right? And when I say by Trump RV, I mean it's an RV and it's got Trump flags to it. It's got, you know, Make America Great Again flag. It's got Back the Blue flag. It's got Confederate flag. You know, Don't Tread on Me. Like all the flags that you could have. All right. And she's got them, and she's a meth head. She comes into my job, and she's a tweaker. All right, she's a tweaker. You can smell meth. It smells like rotten cat piss with like burnt wire. Like, you know, I've never personally done meth, but I can identify the smell. And I've known people that have done meth, and they've told me how it smells. So once you know how to identify that smell, you'll know it. It smells like burnt wires. If you ever burnt a wire. Or burning plastic. It smells like burning plastic with like cat piss. I don't know if you ever smelled like a male cat pee. If you've ever been anywhere like with cats that are unspayed, it smells like ammonia. All right, it just smells like pure ammonia. A lot of Jake know what ammonia smells like. It just smells like pure ammonia, foul, with like just a tinge of like burnt plastic and rubber. It stinks, man. She comes in smelling like that, and it's funny because she's got shit on her RV that says "Make America Great Again." Well, if we were gonna make America great again, we'd have to remove all the tweaker white meth heads. They'd got to go, right? But a lot of the demographic is saying "Make America Great Again." They're smoking twack in their fucking RV, all right, cooking up rock, all right, or on some other drug. Make America great again. Well, in order to make America great again, you got to go. You got to go, man. You can't be around being on drugs and making America great again, and then it's hypocrisy. Okay, they say it's the illegals that are coming here, all right, and they're doing all these things that making it. I mean, what are you talking about? They're making the economy better, all right. And I don't like to use the term illegal; it's undocumented, but you know, they come here and they work for the most part, man. All right, they get jobs. All right, that's the whole point. You can make more money here. All right, there's a guy that comes to my job, real nice guy, sweet. I don't know what he's all into. All right, at the end of the day, you never know, he could wake up, who knows, but he speaks only Spanish. And he's over, and he's always in an area, you know, talking to his family and giving digital kisses to all these, you know, his kids in the family. You'll hear him speaking on the phone on FaceTime, like, hola, mijo, like all that stuff, right? Doing all, it seems like a stand-up Family Guy still in the world, right? But he works as far as I know. He works at a food place, and he comes in, you know, guy looks in good shape. So, you know, it's the hypocrisy. But they'll say, oh, they're ruining the economy, and not the not the white tea people with the fucking the twack, right? So it's funny. It is really hilarious. But you know, that's the type of shit that, you know, we got to deal with and we got to see, and it's vexing. All right, at the end of the day, it is vexing. But hey, man, what can you do? So let's get, I'm kind of rambly. I get like that on my walks. But yeah, man, so it's just funny, you know, that it's just East hypocrisy and the way they are and the lying. And we're just sick of it, man. And when the cameras roll, we get to see this type of shit. All right? We get to see their lies. We get to see the kind of things that they say about our people. All right? We get to see how they really think about us. We get to see, you know, all the abominations that they do. We get to see the news articles that say, oh, you know, this lady was sleeping with this dog and putting it on Instagram. We get to see all the police reports about how they were getting with children. We get to see, you know, officer killed unarmed black man. And then we get to see all these different types of things that really reveal their true character, their true nationality, all right, as the Edomites, and, you know, how they behave and all that. And again, it's funny because you're in your own society and you can't even do the things you want to do. You just want to kill, you know, Jake, all right, so-called Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans. You just want to kill our people, all right? But, you know, that's what you want to do, but you can't even do that freely. It's hilarious. So your kingdom's a bitch-ass kingdom, man. You ain't even, you can get arrested in your own kingdom. It's ridiculous. It's ridiculous. It's hilarious, really. But let's get Psalms 58:3. And it reads, the wicked are estranged from the womb. They go astray as soon as they be born, speaking lies. Their poison is like the poison of a serpent. They are like the deaf adder that stoppeth her ear. So again, you can't trust these devils. They go astray as soon as they be born, speaking lies. And not literally, because you can't speak as soon as you're born. But, you know, like I always mention the videos that I've seen of, like, you know, how you know, little Edomite babies are quick to lie, right? They'll act like they bonked their head and they'll be like, oh, you poor thing. The baby will start crying, right? They'll start crying. All sorts of just madness, you know? All sorts of just madness. And, you know, little kids will lie on you on the playground. They're 4 or 5 years old. And you remember playing with these little kids. They'd be like, he did this, and you didn't even do that. They're like, you're a liar. And they're like, no, he didn't. They're trying to get you in trouble, right? For no reason. Right? I had Edomite kids. They'll lie at a very young age, right? I'll tell you a slightly embarrassing story. It's kind of funny though. It pissed me off at the time. So when I was like 8 years old, I had these Edomite kids. I was living in Utah at the time. All right, one of the many places I grew up at. I was living in Utah, and they didn't like me because fucking for whatever reason. All right, being a little different, right, as most of us are when we're kids, a little different. You know, we're into different things that they're into. We might be, you know, wearing different types of clothes. Or, you know, I think a lot of it had to do with poverty, all right, because I would wear, you know, hand-me-downs. I'd wear my dad's rock T-shirts and some ripped jeans. And this is before ripped jeans really started becoming a big popular thing. And they had grass stains on them. They'd be, you know, last year's school clothes and stuff like that, because sometimes I couldn't always get a whole bunch of outfits. Sometimes I only got a few, and if I ripped them, I just had to use them. And I wasn't in no position of throwing away last year's clothes because I needed them. And it isn't funny now that they're fucking making Balenciaga pants that look like somebody busted a nut on them and fucking dragged grass juice all over it. It's fucking ridiculous. And you'll spend $200, $300, $400 for a fucking pair of pants like that. And I got bullied for that shit. Now these kids will be like, oh my gosh, you're trendy. Anyway, rant. But you know, they had an issue with me for one reason or another, and we had pool lessons, all right, that would teach people how to, bear with me, I'm on the main road right now, but there would be a pool instruction, swimming instruction, I should say, where we would go to this public pool that was behind our school building, right, and I was there, and you know, my mom was just like, okay, here's your clothes, your swimming trunks and everything. Go, and she's like, when you go there, just change in the changing stall, right? And they have changing stalls. And I went back there. I went to the changing stall, and you know, like how the gyms have it. You know, there's a little curtain or a stall, or I might have even been changed in a bathroom stall. Now that I think about it, I think I might have changed in a bathroom stall for 100% privacy, right? Because I didn't trust these kids. A lot of these kids. I know there's one kid, I can't remember his name, but he was a bully for sure. I know there's one kid, Ethan and Chase. I know they were definitely bullies for sure. I don't remember the other ones, but doesn't really matter at the end of the day anyway. But they decided that it would be fun to convene and say that I was running through the bathrooms showing my wiener to everyone, right? You know how kids are. Then, you know, like, it was like, what was this? Like, I had been like 8, 9, all right? 8 or 9. So they're still children. They weren't of the age of, you know, they were still prepubescent. We were still all kids, all right? And they decided to come up with that lie. Say, oh, well, say he was running around showing his wiener to everybody. And the principal already having issues with me because when I was a kid, you know, they diagnosed me with ADHD, so I didn't like to sit in my chair. And a lot of Jake are like that, you know, we like to be hyperactive and stuff like that, or we're more hyperactive in the mind, but it's definitely not normal, all right, of the brain, but some people just have it. And so he already had issues with me because of that, all right, getting called in because I didn't want to sit in my chair, or I didn't do my schoolwork or something. So when he heard that, when they brought that to his attention, they just, boom, right then and there, just instantly kicked me out of the program. I think they were going to try to suspend me or do something even more, and called my parents down and everything. And of course, my parents believed me. I said I didn't do none of that. And they already knew I had issues. They already knew that principal was a fucking dickhead. They already knew the kids were messing. I think actually, that's one of the times I think my parents defended me. I think they might have said something like, no, that was this, but he didn't, you know, he was an asshole. But to show you, just going to show you, I tell you that story, give you a personal testimony that it doesn't matter what age, man, these little motherfucking Edomites, they'll lie. All right, they'll lie whether they're real young or real old. It doesn't matter. All right, and matter of fact, a lot of the time the lying gets worse. Let's go back through this way. But a lot of the time the lying ends up getting worse, man. You know, start getting old. They start just lying more and more and more about, you know, everything that there is to do, and it's just ridiculous, man. It's just ridiculous at the end of the day. So that's why you got to watch your back, and that's, you know, you brothers got to be real careful, man, with those snow bunnies, man. You got to be real fucking careful, because a lot of jig have been caught up like that. You got to think about situations like Emmett Till, all right, where he touched me, and never even happened, right? Or he was looking at me, and then, you know, you end up getting lynched or hung. It's a little different nowadays, but now they can say, oh, you raped me, right? And they try to do that shit with Lil Mosey, or whatever the fuck, Blueberry Fago, or whatever the fuck his name. I think it's Lil Mosey. But yeah, he almost got caught up by a white girl saying, oh, he made me get a white claw is damn near barely even fucking alcohol, man. That's like probably the lightest shit you could get. All right, that's lighter than a wine cooler. All right, I don't even think there's like, a beer has 5%. I think there's like maybe 2% or something in a wine and a fucking White Claw. All right, you got to drink tons of those to get drunk. All right, there's a White Claw. So again, watch out, watch your backs around these motherfuckers, man, because they'll lie. All right, you damn near have to have a camera rolling 24/7 and be like, I got you on camera. All right, to stay protected from these motherfuckers, man. So again, Psalms 58:3. It says, the wicked are estranged from the womb. They go astray as soon as they be born, speaking lies. Okay, their poison is like the poison of a serpent. They are like the deaf adder that stoppeth her ear. So again, it's like poison, man. You don't want to go around it. All right, because these motherfuckers will have you caught up. They'll have you caught up in a heartbeat, man. So, I'm gonna have to stop by the car and get a little drink of some water real quick. We're walking right by it, but I ended up taking the Apostle Gabar's advice, and I ended up trying one of those Saratoga waters. Pretty all right. They're pretty good. Pretty good, clean, crisp water. They don't have any extra flavor or anything. They just taste like pure water. You know, sometimes you get the ones like Fiji, or even, you know, Essentia. They have like a little bit of a minerally flavor. But, you know, this one's more just like pure, just tastes like pure water. All right, and it's purest form. So bear with me, brothers and sisters, right here by the car. I'm just gonna pop it open and grab me a drink real quick. Oh, let's see. One moment. Yep, that'll do. Alrighty. But yeah. Alright. Back on the walk to go. Just wanted to get some water and hydrate myself. You know, any of you brothers that have seen those Saratoga bottles, you know, you can't very well carry one of those big ass glass bottles around with you. So, like I said, I got off work, did some shopping, and then decided to go on this walk. So, which I need to. Alright, and the Apostle Gabar, watching his video, he was talking about going on, making sure you go on walks and exercising. So I got to get better at it. All right. So I'll try to skip it most of the time. Thankfully, I have a wife that'll rope me into it. So, but so I'm doing it. But yeah, man. So these Edomites, can't trust them. All right, you can. There's a saying, I can't remember it, but you know, I'd trust turning my back to a wolf sooner than I'd trust myself being around a bunch of Edomites without no cameras around. All right, because you never know what they'll try to do. So let's get Proverbs 19:9. Proverbs 19:9. And Salaki again. I know I get a little rambly sometimes on these walks. That's part of that ADHD. But yeah, so Proverbs 19:9. It says, a witness shall not be, a false witness, Salakia, shall not be unpunished, and he that speaketh lies shall perish. And again, you know, as you watch those videos, and I watched the video, you know, going back to talking about the videos that, in the beginning, you know, they're really infuriating. They really make you want to just grab a hold of the lady and just slap the shit out of her, you know, for lying like that. You know, it's infuriating. It really pisses you off, man, because it really pissed the guy. And the guy, I don't know, he was kind of like what they would call a wigga, right? He was over here, you know, acting like he was hood or something, and I don't think he was. I think he was just fucking, I don't fucking know. It was, I was embarrassed for him too. But anyway, I think he's a fucking Edomite as well. But you never know. Could be a bugged out Jake, trying to find his way, a speckled bird that doesn't know what to do. But you know, it's infuriating because, you know, you see him drop the money and she's over here, and if you didn't see the video, you'd probably be fucking convinced, man, because she was really into it. Like, she really was like, that's my money, that's fell out of my mind, blah 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 blah. And then she when he started saying, oh, it was he says for motion picture use, and then the fucking Edomite motherfucker, the guy that was with her, started saying, oh, he gave you fake money, so you're carrying fake money around, you got fake money, huh? Trying to, you know, basically stray from the topic. He said, oh, what, so what, you have money? The white guy that was doing the prank or whatever you call it, he says, what, so you're just walking around with fake money, right, for motion picture use only? You're walking around with fucking fake money, huh, you fucking liar? And I think we're gonna have to fucking run 1 minute, because this is all the other way. All the sprinklers turned on. We almost got oh shit. All the sprinklers are turning on. Oh shit. All right, Salakia. Woo. Damn. All right, that's what happens. That's usually in Vegas, they water at night, so all of them fucking kicked on. Woo. That wouldn't have been fun. All right, Salakia, brothers and sisters. Woo. But yeah, man. You know, and then the Edomite guy, not the guy that was filming the prank, but the Edomite guy that was with her, was like, oh, so you have fake money on, which you're just walking around, oh, he gave you fake money, basically trying to be like, oh, tell him that he gave you fake money. He's handing out counterfeit bills. They're not counterfeit bills, buddy. All right, they're for motion picture use. That's the same shit that rappers use in their rap videos, throwing it around. You think they're really gonna throw around real hundreds? No. You can buy bulk motion picture dollars, all right, and throw it around in mass. And you won't tell, because the only difference is you got to zoom up on it. It says for motion picture use only, instead of U.S. Treasury or whatever it says, right? So, and he was playing prank, and they're not illegal. You can buy them. You can go on any website and buy them. I've never bought them, but I do know about them, right? So they tried anything it went from no, that's my money, to when it found out it wasn't their money, to now, oh, well, now you're trying to give us counterfeit money. That's illegal. We're going to get you in trouble. Security, you know, anything but admit fault, all right? Anything but admit fault. And be like, oh, sorry, guess it wasn't. Well, no, they're not going to do that, because, again, he's a proud man. And one thing a proud person cannot do is admit fault. So it's infuriating. It really makes you want to bust him upside the fucking forehead with a club. I don't mean kill, all right? Because I know he's want to kill people. No, just a good old knocking upside the noggin. All right? And a bop. All right? Maybe it'll get you to act right. So we can't stand you motherfuckers, man. We really can't, because all you do is lie. So let's get a couple more scriptures. We're pretty much almost to the end. I think we'll get heading back to the car. But Exodus 20 and 15. Come on, man. Exodus My big ass, fat ass fingers. It's not really my fingers are big, it's just the screen is small. But Exodus 20, what was it, 15? Right here. Right here. Boom, right there. Right, plain English. It says, thou shalt not steal. Exodus 20 and 15. Thou shalt not steal. So what aren't you supposed to be doing? Stealing. What aren't you supposed to be doing? Stealing. Don't do what? Steal. Okay? Do not steal. Do not steal. And we'll get 16 as well. It says, thou shalt not bear false witness. Thou shalt not bear false witness against thy neighbor. All right? So another thing, you can't say, I don't know if he did it. It was hard to hear him anyway because he wasn't as close to the mic. But you can't be saying stuff like, yeah, I saw it fall out of her purse. I saw it fall out of her purse. You know? So you can't be doing that either. I saw it fall out of her purse. I saw it fall out of her purse. I know. He stole it. He stole it. He grabbed it from her purse. You can't be doing it. You're just, because again, you're lying. All right? A false witness is a lie just the same. Okay? Whether I say, he tried to kill me. He tried to kill me. Or, all right, that's a lie. Or if I bear false witness and say, I saw him digging in his kitchen for a knife, and I think he was going to come and try to kill me. That's a false witness. All right, that's still a false witness. That's a lie. You can't do that. All right, so bear with me. I'm going to turn on this AC because I'm boiling. Because it's still almost fucking 90 degrees outside. All right, in Vegas at night, you don't get no relax, all right, for the in the night for Vegas. It's just a heat during the day and it's heat during night. All right, that's how it goes here. So, feels good. Call it how Hashem Yahushai. But yeah, man. So again, everything the Bible tells you not to do, Esau does. It's almost in a not slapstick, but almost in a man. We looked it up the last time. What was it? An exaggerated way, all right? And it's not an exaggerated, but it seems as if it's almost an exaggerated way because that's how big of a liar these guys are. You think, no, surely that can't be the case. No, that's the case. That's how big of a liar they are. Every and big of an evil person. Mind you, the Lord called them the border of wickedness, all right? So, and again, the person against who the Lord has indignation against forever, all right? But yeah, they are the wicked. If there's something wicked to do it, rest assured that either Esau invented it, had a big play in inventing it, all right, or they're at least, on the very least, doing it, right? On the very least, doing it. So that's just, it's, and this is the people, again, the Lord made a people that's so small into a great warlord, right? And it just goes to show you the Lord's power. Esau thinks that's exemplary of their power. No, that just shows you the Lord's power, how he could take someone so small and such a base man and build them up into a powerful warlord. All right? Barely. That's all I can. And then finally, I want to get Proverbs 10 and 2. To show you that anything you get by this ill-gotten gains, all right, ill-gotten gains, which is stuff that's gotten illegally, all right, anything that's ill-gotten gains, let's read it. Proverbs 10 and 2. Treasures of wickedness profit nothing, but righteousness delivereth from death. So, there you go. And again, going back up to Proverbs 19 and 9, he that speaketh lies shall perish. So if you want to do things wrongly, you'll perish. But in the second part of Proverbs 10 and 2, it says, but righteousness delivereth from death. So if you do wrong things, like we'll just read it again, Proverbs 10 and 2, treasures of wickedness profit nothing. Lying and saying that, oh, that's my money, or saying that he did this. You're trying to, wax rich or, get some type of ill-gotten gains from doing wrong. They're not going to profit you at the end of the day, all right? But, second part here, but righteousness delivereth from death, all right? But if you're righteous, you can pray, all right? You can get answers, all right? You can be helped by the Lord. All right, if you need money, you won't have to steal to get it. You'll ask the Lord, whatever you pray for, believe that you shall have it, and it shall be given to you. Roughly paraphrasing, right? So when you pray, believe that you shall have it, and you shall have it, right? So again, roughly paraphrasing, but you don't need to steal, okay? You won't have to lie to get the money. You'll just have it because the Lord will help you, all right? Because you're one of His. So, that's a lesson, all right? It's like a little rambly, I know. It's titled, again, When Cameras Roll, When hidden cameras roll, E gets caught up. Okay? When hidden cameras roll, E gets caught up. So that's what it's going to be. I'll probably put a little camera emoji. Let's see, video. See if we have a camcorder. Come on now. Nope. That'll do. Alright. Yep, when hidden cameras roll, E gets caught up. So, be careful, be on your best behavior, and be watchful around these devils, man, because they're always looking around. What is it? How does it go? The devil walking around looking for whom he may devour, right? Roughly paraphrasing. So, be careful, all right? Because he's looking who he can get, all right? And he might just get you if you fuck around and be too trustworthy of this devil. Never trust thine enemy. For as iron rusteth, so does his wickedness, all right? And rust does not get better. It just gets worse. So this guy's evil does not get better. It just gets worse. All right, it becomes worse and worse and worse and worse. More evil and more evil and more evil. So that's a lesson, all right? Once again, I want to give all praise, honor, and glory to the Most High, Yahweh, Ba'ashem Yahweh Shai, Ba'ashem Rakakbadash. I want to say Shalom to Akman Akwath out there. I want to, Shalom to Akman Akwath out there. Keep enduring, keep the faith. We're almost out of here. Be on your best behavior around these devils. You never know what they're going to do. Until next one, Lord willing. Shalom.